What's up guys, it's Kat, welcome back. In today's video, we are going over 8 different girl boss habits that I'm going to be bringing back into my life and starting. I guarantee if you take these habits seriously and really work towards implementing them into your life every single day, it will dramatically increase the quality of your life. So let's get into it. First, what you have to do is decide on your goals and your priorities for 2020. And if you don't already know what those are, I do have a video, I'll link it in the description box, I uploaded last week, all about how to figure out your priorities and your goals for 2020 and where to focus your time. And then once you know that, the first girl boss habit of 2020 that I'm going to do, and I highly recommend you do, is check on those goals and revisit them daily. Now, I don't mean you have to analyze your progress every single day, because with a lot of goals, you may not be, seeing progress literally every single day. But what I mean by this is set a reminder on your phone, set a reminder on your computer, have an email sent to you, make a vision board, put little post-it notes around your house and your room that remind you of what your goals and priorities are for the year, so that it's constantly in your brain and you're not going to forget and lose track of what you really want and what's really important to you. Maybe have your mom or your dad or a sibling or your boyfriend or girlfriend or your best friend tell them, hey, can you remind me about this goal if you see me going off track? Say for instance, YouTube is a goal of yours. I may say to Tim, hey, if you see a couple days go by and I am not waking up early, I'm not working on YouTube, maybe I miss a video upload, which I don't plan on doing, but say that I do, please come to me and be like, Kat, get your stuff together, figure it out, because you know that one of your goals is YouTube, so make sure you're making time for it. Or another example is with finances. Tim and I will sometimes balance each other out with going out to eat, because we do spend a lot of money going out to eat. So sometimes it'll be me being like, babe, we should really cut back. And sometimes it'll be him saying okay, we need to save some money. Let's not go out to eat tonight and cook dinner at home. So find different ways in your day-to-day life to remind yourself of your goals and keep them in your head so that you don't stop thinking of them. Okay, so the second girl boss habit is actually something you may or may not have noticed on my YouTube channel, but I recently changed my banner to upload new videos every Thursday and Sunday. For the longest time, I told myself I'm going to upload twice a week. I would tell myself, Thursday, Sunday, I'm going to upload, but I'm not going to tell YouTube because I'm nervous I'll miss an upload day. So, Wednesday would roll around and I still hadn't filmed a video for Thursday, and I'm kind of like, I guess nobody knows that I was supposed to upload today but me, so I'm not letting anybody else down. And I'm telling you, the second that I changed my banner to say new videos every Thursday and Sunday, since then I have not missed an upload day. And it's because if Wednesday rolls around and I still don't have a video for Thursday, I'm like, okay, I need to film after work because I need to have a video for tomorrow. And there's no ifs, ands, buts. There's nothing around it. I told my audience that I'm going to have a video on Thursdays and Sundays, so I'm going to have a video on Thursdays and Sundays. Y'all, this is a huge one. And if you are not doing this currently, I understand it can be difficult. I completely understand that. But when you make this switch in your mind, it will open so many doors. You will feel so much happier on a day-to-day basis. You'll feel more motivated, more inspired, and overall just better. And that is to support every other person that you see out there killing it and working towards their goals and working towards their dreams, instead of saying, oh, wow, that person has this many followers on YouTube, or wow, that girl has an incredible body at the gym. She clearly has her gym routine together. Or, oh, wow, that girl got an A on her test and I only got a B. Cut that negative talk out of your mind. When you can switch your mindset to say, wow, that is awesome that she is killing it. She is rocking at the gym. She is really growing on YouTube. She got phenomenal on that presentation at work. When you can start thinking about these things like that, instead of oh wow, I wish that I had that. I wish I was like that. Your entire world is going to open up. If you see another girl that you think is just drop dead gorgeous, tell her, be like, wow, you look really pretty today. I don't know, just not everything is a competition. And once you stop thinking of stuff as a competition, you are going to be so much happier. It's going to be a weight lifted off your shoulders. And when you can genuinely be happy for others, that's when you're going to start to see success for yourself, because you're looking at things differently. Literally, you could be in the exact same situation that you are right now. But if you switch your mindset to think, wow, I'm so thankful for what I have and I can support what they have, it's going to look like a totally different situation to you. You're going to see it for the better. So in 2020 and every year from then on, I encourage you to start supporting others. And if you see somebody who's killing it, tell them they're killing it. Tell them they're doing a great job, and let yourself be genuinely happy for them, because just because that person is successful doesn't mean that you can't be. You can have everything that you want, but if you are constantly comparing yourself to others and thinking, wow, that person is doing good, but they also have this, and this that's not going for them, and start to bring them down, even if it's only in your own head and you're not telling them these negative things, it's going to mess with your mind, and it's going to be harder for you to be genuinely happy, because if you have negative thoughts in your head, no matter what they're about, it's going to be harder to be happy because they're taking up space for happy thoughts. Oh gosh, guys, this was a game changer for me with finances. So the YouTube channel, One Big Happy Life, did a video a little while back about why they budget for the year instead of month by month. Oh my gosh, guys, if you have never tried this, try it. I will have their video linked in the description, and they also provide you with a template for their yearly budget, which is the one that I actually used. I did switch it up a little bit because you have to personalize it to your own needs, but I highly, highly recommend checking it out. For expenses that don't come yearly, it's so fabulous to be able to look at the entire year and mark out when those expenses come. Great example, budget for Christmas starting in January. If you can put aside a little bit of money every single month for Christmas, and then Christmas comes and you're not stressed about saving money for presents because you have a good chunk already saved. There are so many things that you don't think about. For example, my car insurance, I pay twice a year in full versus every month. So I still have to budget a little bit each month to pay off at that 6-month mark. Or, expenses like getting your oil changed, which you don't do every month, but you do have to do a handful of times throughout the year. So you can budget those out and figure out how much money you have to be putting away each month for those extra expenses that come throughout the year. If you're budgeting for the month, you may look and say, wow, I have $500 at the end of paying all my bills and my savings that I could do whatever the heck I want with. That's awesome. And then you end up blowing that money in the month and you don't have any money left over, but then, a month later comes and you have to pay your car insurance, or you have to get an oil change or get new tires for your car, and you don't have the money because you spent it all because you didn't have an idea of the real expenses you were going to have that year. But if you're looking at your entire year budget, you can say, okay, I really need to take 200 of that and put it away into a separate account so that later on in the year I can pay this bill and I don't have to worry about not having the money or taking it out of my savings account. I just quickly wanted to say, if you are enjoying this video so far or finding it helpful at all, I would love if you would consider subscribing, and also you can give it a big thumbs up. That really does help me out and it helps my channel. And of course, follow me on Instagram at It's Katherine May. And let's get back to the video. My suggestion when it comes to getting back into fitness, if you kind of fallen off the fitness train, which I myself have, I will admit it, is instead of expecting yourself to jump back in it the same place that you were when you left off, be realistic with yourself and set smaller goals. So for me, I'm committing to at least 3 days a week at the gym. The biggest thing I've learned with the gym is the more you go, the more you want to go. So once I start going 3 days a week, I'm quickly going to want to go more. I know that. The gym is the weirdest thing, because in my head, I know that if I go, I'll be happier, but I just don't go because I'm being lazy, or, I have all of these excuses. So I commit to 3 days every single week. And as the year goes on, I know I'm going to want to start going more, and it's just going to become part of my lifestyle again. But by giving yourself a smaller, realistic limit, it's going to help you get back into it. And that could be with eating, it could be with starting a side hustle, it could be with, a sport, whatever that goal is that you have, let yourself wean into it. Say your friends want to go out partying one night, and you know that when you go out, you spend at least like $50 to $60 on drinks and Ubers and all of that stuff. Well, if you look at your bank account, it might give you that little, okay, Kat, you probably shouldn't go out and spend that much money because you have other goals that are way more important to you than going out and getting drunk tonight. And it doesn't mean that you can't go out, but maybe you say, okay, I have a $20 drink limit and I'm gonna have some wine before I go so I don't have to buy so many drinks at the bar once I'm there. Because it's so easy, especially when you're always paying with a card instead of cash, to lose sight of how much money you're actually spending and how much money you actually have in your account. And if you look at your account and you see you have a good chunk of savings, to me at least, that actually motivates motivates me to save more because I see, wow, I have a good chunk of savings. I just want to keep seeing that grow. It's kind of like with the gym. The more you go, the more you want to go. Well, the more you save, the more you want to save because you get so excited about watching that number grow. Okay, so this habit really kind of encompasses everything that I've talked about so far, and that is to live your life according to your main priorities. If you saw the video I posted last week about setting priorities and figuring out how to get your life together in 2020, I talk a lot about having 3 to 5 main priorities that you focus your time on. And if something comes along that, maybe will steer you away from one of those priorities, you really need to take a bigger or deeper look and really think about if that thing is a good idea for you. So for example, if you're trying to save money to pay off your college debt and your friends come to you and they're like, hey, we're taking a trip to California. It's going to be $1,000 a person, but it's going to be this incredible trip. And, we're going to do all of these fun things. And you have $1,000 to spend, but you know that you're really trying to pay off your college debt in, let's say, a couple years to avoid having to pay a ton of interest. Really ask yourself if it's worth it. Is this trip worth spending the money on? And maybe it will be. But if you are trying to achieve a bigger financial goal, then really think to yourself, can that money be better spent here? And then in 2 years, when my college debt is completely paid off, I can go on an even better vacation and an even more fun experience with my friends. Or let's say that one of your big goals for the year is to run a marathon, and every single Saturday morning you go for a 5-mile run, and your friend texts you one Friday night and they're like, hey, you want to get coffee tomorrow morning, and we're going to go out to brunch and get mimosas and pancakes and all of these fun, delicious foods. But you know that if you go do that, you're not going to go for your run. Maybe tell your friend, hey, I really have to go for my 5-mile run in the morning, but I can meet you for lunch instead, or we can get dinner, or we can grab a coffee in the afternoon. Just make sure that you are prioritizing what's important to you and living your life according to your goals. And anything that comes into your life that could kick you off track from those goals, take serious thought and really consider if it's something that you should be putting your time towards. Y'all, I was always the person to not read. I was never into reading, but I recently, over the past few months, have become obsessed with reading. These are the 2 books that I highly recommend. These are also the only 2 books that I've been reading since I started this, so I'm sure I'll have more to recommend. But this one is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'm like 3/4 of the way done, but I still have some reading to do. I actually got this book, probably not a habit I should start to do, where I start a new book before I finish the old one, but I saw Sam Oscurl talking about this book and I just had to order it. I was so I've never been so excited to read a book before. And I read the first chapter last night. It actually just came yesterday, and gosh, guys, I'm already so obsessed. This is such a good book. And then How to Win Friends and Influence People is also a phenomenal book. I also highly recommend this one, so I'll have that linked in the description as well. But I have heard so many people say that it is such a good girl boss habit to start reading. And, before bed, instead of going on your phone, pick up a book and read it. I started putting my phone on the other side of the room, and every night before I go to sleep, I will read for at least like 20 to 30 minutes. And it really calms me down and gets me in a good headspace to fall asleep. And, I end up getting a much better sleep while I'm learning a lot and getting extremely inspired and motivated for my goals. If you watch until this part, let me know in the comments what the number 1 habit you want to start doing in 2020 is. Whether that's waking up early, putting more time towards reading, starting a side hustle, going to the gym more, whatever your number 1 goal for the year is. And you can have multiple, but what is the number 1? I'm curious. I'll have my entire How to Get Your Life Together playlist linked above me. And I think that's all that I have for today. So I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.